I was known as inmate 156198. I am truly grateful for the opportunity to be here today to share my story with all of you. For me, this isn't just a speech. It is a reflection of the incredible journey that transformed my life. I want you to understand why the TRF Equine program at Lowell Correctional Institution is so much more than just a second chance. In 2012, 13 years ago yesterday, just 1 year out of high school, I was arrested for a DUI accident that severely injured a man. My judge told me that my victim was serving a life sentence while I only had to serve 5 years. Hearing those words changed me forever. I went to prison at 20 years old, confused, angry, and lost. I had no idea what my future would look like. My first year in prison was spent as a youthful offender in a military-style program for girls ages 15 to 21. It was an incredibly hard time. But during that year, I kept holding on to hope that somehow I could turn my life around. I knew I couldn't wallow in my mistakes forever. I needed to make a change, and I needed a way to do it. Then I found out about the Thoroughbred Retirement Foundation's Second Chances program. It is a 100-acre farm with about 50 retired thoroughbreds, all horses that have raced at least once. It was right across the street. I was determined to get there, and I finally did. I remember the moment so clearly on that first day, riding in the van, knowing I was about to step onto the farm. I cried. I cried because for the first time in a long time, I felt like I was on the verge of something real, something that could save me. As a young girl, horses had always been my escape, and now I realize how deeply they had always been my saving grace. I was eventually assigned to OK Dude. He was a 2-year-old, freshly gelded, and right out of training with a knee fracture. Let's just say he was a handful. I poured my heart and soul into him to make him the best he could be. I taught him a second career because in my eyes, he was too young to be retired. But it wasn't just about working with Dude or the other horses. It was about working on me. The program taught me everything from trimming hooves, floating teeth, driving a tractor, even though the only thing I could do was jackknife it, to team building, dealing with many different personalities, and what true work ethic really was. Now remember, I was only 22 at this point. These life lessons were very difficult. I should have been graduating college, not stuck in prison. But the real gift was my newfound sense of purpose. Each day, despite being surrounded by the prison walls, I felt free. Being responsible for Dude gave me meaning in a place that felt so empty. No matter what kind of day I had, I was always excited to go back the next day to see Dude. Besides taking care of his daily needs, I also trained him more than 20 different tricks, like bowing, sitting, laying down, and even standing on a pedestal with all 4 feet. In the Second Chances program, we learned that change doesn't happen overnight, but it is possible if you want it. And I really wanted it. It wasn't just about learning new skills or how to work with horses. It's about learning to trust yourself again. It's about believing in yourself, that you deserve a second chance, pushing past the doubts and taking risks, and to keep moving forward no matter how hard it got. One of the most powerful lessons for me was that no one has to be defined by their past. We all make mistakes, but those mistakes do not determine who we are. I met so many women in the program, each with their own story, their own struggles, their own mistakes. Some people had no family or support, so we supported each other. We learned from each other, and we all shared the same hope, that we could rebuild our lives given the second chance. In addition to the horses, the Second Chances program taught me about my life. I gained confidence, purpose, and a new path forward. I connected with people who truly cared about my future, and those connections helped me after my release. I now had the tools to start again. Armed with this new self-confidence, I went to work at Nile Brennan Stables first as a rider and then as director of client relations. I went on to build a successful career photographing and filming inspection videos in the horse industry, eventually creating Figure 8 Media, which is now in its 3rd year. I have been extremely blessed to make a life in this wonderful industry. Again, it's not just about what the program gave me. It's about what TRF continues to give so many incarcerated individuals. For every woman who steps onto that farm, there is a chance to begin again and alter the course of her life. Since my release 8 years ago, I have seen over and over and over again the power of the Second Chances program. I'm still very involved with giving back to everyone who is currently incarcerated or transitioning out of prison. My message to them is simple. You have the power to change your own story. Your past does not define your future. It's hard, but programs like the TRF Second Chances provide the support you need to take that first step. As I stand here today, I am not just sharing my story. I am raising awareness for the program that has changed my life and continues to change the lives of countless others. The Thoroughbred Retirement Foundation's Second Chances program isn't just about giving horses a second chance. It's about giving people like me the tools to heal, grow, rebuild, and reclaim their lives. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for listening. And from everyone in the Second Chances program, thank you for supporting us. Thank you.